Caleb finds himself in a warm, peaceful meadow. A strikingly beautiful woman with soft golden eyes and an elegant smile sits upon a stone throne surrounded by wild flowers. She gestures for him to sit. Her voice is melodic, warm, and inviting, almost maternal.
You were just a boy when the world changed, weren't you, Caleb? You never got to see Havenshire before it burned. Only the wreckage. Always moving, always over your shoulder, knowing that beyond the ward, the world waited with open jaws. And yet, weren't you happy? Even in fear, weren't you happy?
She smiles, reminiscing as if she was there.
Your sisters. You played with them in the trees, pretending the world beyond didn't exist. You were their protector, even then. The brave little boy, guiding them through the wilds. But tell me,
She leans forward, expression turning curious, almost knowing.
who protected you?
Her voice turns somber, like a storyteller weaving a tragedy.
You must remember that night. The screams, the blood and the dirt. The moment you realized you were something more, something different.
She reaches out, her fingers brushing against his face, her touch too soft, too knowing.
You ran, didn't you? You ran and you ran, your sister's hands in yours, shifting your face, becoming no one, so you could be anyone. You were clever, Caleb,
Her smile begins to fade.
but not clever enough, were you? You saved your mother. You saved your sisters, but your father... Oh, Caleb.
She clasps her hands together, tilting her head with a false sense of sincerity.
Do you remember his face? When he realized you weren't coming back for him.
The woman regains her smile, though now there's something playful about it, something cruel.
A hungry boy in a hungry world. You stole well, Caleb. It was easy, wasn't it? A coin here, a loaf of bread there. A different face every night. Did you ever wonder if you were even real? Or just a collection of faces stitched together? What was your mother's name that week? What was your own?
Her smile sharpens.
Tell me, Caleb. When did you stop remembering which face was yours?
She sighs, shaking her head, disappointed.
You should have been more careful. A shadow who thinks himself unseen is still casting a shadow.
The woman stands, walking slowly around Caleb, her delicate fingers dragging against his shoulder.
Did you really think they wouldn't notice? That they wouldn't see the potential in you? A child who could become anyone. How valuable you must have seemed to them.
She stops, bending down to whisper near his ear.
Did you ever have a choice?
The woman begins to clap almost joyfully now.
Oh, but this part is my favorite.
She waves her hand, and suddenly the scenery flickers. A twisted mirror of the Koatoa's worship. Shadows dancing like flickering candlelight, and voices whisper unintelligibly in the air.
The assassin, the thief, the son who abandoned his father, the princess.
The woman's form flickers. For a moment, her face is twisted with delight, but her teeth are too sharp, her grin too wide.
Oh, how they must adore you, their beautiful, clumsy deity, rising from the depths, shifting and shimmering. Did they sing for you, Caleb? Did they build statues in your honor?
She tilts her head, her once beautiful golden eyes gleaming like dark pearls.
What is it like, little princess, to be worshipped for something you cannot control?
The meadow starts to rot. The wildflowers wilt into blackened husks. The ground grows soft and swampy beneath him.
Oh, Caleb. Who are you today? A thief, a runaway, a princess, a corpse?
Her once beautifully pale skin darkens, shrivels. Her limbs stretch, her fingers twisting into gnarled claws. Her eyes sink into pits of shadow as her voice becomes low and guttural.
Tell me, child, if you could wake up as anyone, why would you ever choose to wake up as yourself?
She lunges forward, gripping his face. His skin bubbles and shifts uncontrollably, warping into random identities. His father, his mother, his victims, his enemies.
You do not have control yourself. You never have. The guild owns your shadow. The Kuo-toa own your face. Death owns your body. And I own your dreams.
From the black swamp beneath him, hands begin to rise, gray, bloated, and familiar. His own faces, his own past selves staring back at him.
Come back to us, Caleb. You were so close.
The corpses grasp at his limbs, pulling him under. The hag watches, tilting her head with gleeful malice.
Don't struggle now. You'll be waking up soon.